We've been trying to put a face and a context and a human face to the questions that we deal with here that sometimes become abstract because you're dealing about immigration.
Right.
Well, immigration is about people. And we
Human
talk with
beings.
children, we talked about families, and we're talking about the effects of women and their families as well.
A daughter that is 2 years old. I called the police after I had fight with my partner, and I was afraid he might hurt me. I thought the police will help me, but instead they arrest me, thinking that I was illegal selling phone cards. I was taken and fingerprinted, and I had my photos taken like I was criminal. They found I was not selling phone cards, but I was turned over to immigration. They detained me for 5 days, and I had no idea what's going on. Sitting in the cell, I thought I will never be able to see my daughter.
You hear about the problems of immigration in a very one-dimensional facet, and really there are issues related to the impact on children. We've learned the impact on families, and now women in abusive situations.
She went to schools here. She grew up as just another kid in Virginia speaking English with no accent and got a good job. She fell in love with and married a young U.S. citizen. In the past year, he has begun to be abusive to her and beats her regularly, and he threatens her to keep her silent. She cannot report him because she fears he'll take revenge on her by claiming she only married him to become illegal and will get her deported. She cannot divorce him because she fears that will put her own path to citizenship status at jeopardy. She has decided to stay quiet, to not challenge him while he's beating her. The religious community believes that our values tell us the only safe community is the beloved community, a community that cares for individuals and their worth and their dignity, the beloved community that honors diversity and treats people as human beings. Programs that threaten our wholeness as a nation by criminalizing the individual rather than humanizing policies. If you criminalize the individual rather than humanizing policies, if you separate families one from another, if you contribute to the vigilantism that threatens the safety of everyone, religious communities believe this is a greater threat to our safety than any possible undocumented people in our presence.
So the challenge is, and that we welcome this kind of a hearing and everyone who's here to join us in the effort to making sure that in the Violence Against Women Act of 2011, we preserve, first and foremost, we don't go backwards. We preserve what we've accomplished to date. And each of the versions of the Violence Against Women Act and the Trafficking Victims Protection Acts have provisions specifically designed for immigrant women.
Can we risk having an entire community fearful of the police? How many women's lives must be lost before we re-examine this policy? We need protections for domestic violence victims, such as the Violence Against Women Act, to continue and expand to end domestic violence, the epidemic that's happening in this country. But we will not be free of fear of domestic violence until we have public safety institutions that we can all trust. Thank you.
Thank you.